7 couples, 7 engagements, 7 promises made in a room with no windows and no mirrors and absolutely no idea what the other person even looked like. And now the season is over. The finale has dropped. The reunion is 5 days away. And if you want every single couple's full fate explained fast, clearly, and completely honestly before March 11th changes everything, you came to exactly the right place. We are running through every couple right now. No filler, no fluff, just the full story of where each of them started, what happened, and where they stand today. 10 minutes, let us go. Chris and Jessica. And we are starting here because these two did not even make it to the finale. They broke up before the altar. And the reason they broke up is one of the most talked about moments of the entire season. Chris Hahn became arguably the biggest villain Love is Blind Season 10 produced. He made a comment at the cast mixer that Jessica was the worst sexual experience of his life. Said it out loud. At a party, while she was in the same building. And then had the audacity to try to start a conversation with her minutes later like nothing happened. Jessica showed absolutely no interest. She shut it down completely. And honestly, good for her. Their relationship ended before the finale, and they do not speak at all anymore. Jessica has confirmed that. But here is the update that makes her story one of the best endings of the season. Jessica is now reportedly dating a man named Haramol, who is a doctor and who was himself a pod dater from this same season who never got matched with anyone. She came to this experiment, survived Chris, and still found love through the process. Just not with the person the show paired her with. That is a glow-up story if I have ever heard one. Chris outcome. No altar, no contact, no redemption arc. Done. Jessica outcome, new relationship, doctor boyfriend, thriving. Next. Alyssa and Miguel. And this one never even made it to air properly because their entire relationship was cut from the show. Alyssa and Miguel got engaged in the pods. They went back to Ohio together, and then Miguel announced he was moving to Tampa. Just decided that, and then disappeared entirely. No calls, no explanation, no closure. He ghosted her. The detail that makes this even messier is that Alyssa apparently knew Miguel's previous fiancé. There was history and context that neither of them had fully addressed before stepping into those pods. And the whole thing unraveled so fast that producers did not even have enough usable footage to build a storyline around it. Alyssa and Miguel never appeared on the show. Their engagement lasted about as long as it took Miguel to pack his bags and buy a one-way ticket to Florida. Miguel outcome, ghost, Tampa, gone. Alyssa outcome, deserved better, full stop. Now Bree and Connor. And this one goes from a heartbreaking on-screen ending to one of the most surprising, happy endings of the entire season. Connor and Bree had genuine chemistry from the pods. She called him her person. He bought a house 2 years ago as proof he was ready to settle down. But once they got to the real world, Bree started having doubts. She had feelings for her number 2 in the pods, a guy named Chris, and when they reconnected at the pool in Mexico, it triggered Connor's insecurities hard. A few weeks before the wedding, Bree pulled back completely. She questioned whether Connor was really her person or whether he was just a good man who was teaching her how to be loved. That is actually a really mature and painful thing to say. They decided together not to go ahead with the TV wedding. Connor told Bree he was more excited to continue growing with her than he had ever been with anyone. They left the show without getting married on camera, and then they went to a courthouse in Hamilton County, Ohio, and got legally married anyway. A marriage certificate circulating online shows Connor listed as an account manager and Bree as a senior merchant, with a March 28, 2025 wedding date. After the show. After the breakup. Quietly. Without telling anyone. These two decided not to get married on Netflix. and then privately got married anyway. That is the most unexpected plot twist of the entire season, and the reunion on March 11th will be the first time either of them speaks about it publicly. Connor outcome. Secretly married to Bree, still together. Bree outcome. Secretly married to Connor, still together. Next, Brittany and Devonta. And this one is a story that has multiple chapters, and none of them are simple. Brittany Banks came into this experiment ready. She bought her wedding dress before the pods even opened. She was completely committed to this process and to Devonta. They connected deeply over shared values, shared dreams, and a conversation about a future with lots of babies. Devonta called her caring and genuine, and said he felt lucky to be chosen by her. And then, the physical chemistry once they met face-to-face was more complicated than the emotional connection had suggested. Their love languages were different. The tension started building. And on the morning of what was supposed to be their wedding day, Devonta sat down with Brittany on the couch and told her he could not go through with it. That he had self-doubt he had not been able to shake. That he did not want to walk into a marriage already questioning whether he could love her the way she deserved. Brittany said she was 99% sure she was still going to marry Devonta one day. She held on to hope even in that moment. And that is genuinely heartbreaking to rewatch knowing what came next. Because after filming ended, Devonta moved on. He dated someone new named Taylor. That relationship ended. And Devonta is now reportedly engaged to a third woman entirely and is expecting a baby with her. All of this in less than a year after his wedding morning couch conversation with Brittany. He's walking into the March 11th reunion, having ended one engagement on a Netflix show, dated someone else, broken up with that person, gotten engaged again, and now expecting a child. That is a full telenovela arc in under 12 months. Devonta outcome. New fiancé, baby on the way. Reunion is going to be a lot. Brittany outcome. Handled everything with grace. Deserved far better. Now Emma and Mike, the cliffhanger couple. The ones that had everyone guessing right up until the first minute of episode 12. Emma and Mike's entire relationship circled one question that never got fully answered. Children. Mike wanted them desperately. A family was not just a preference for him, it was a deal breaker in either direction. Emma, who was adopted and had received a melanoma diagnosis, had real and valid reasons for her uncertainty about motherhood. She was never lying, she was never hiding, she was just being a real person with real complexity. The season ended with Emma saying "I do" at the altar first. A full yes, looking at Mike like he was her entire future. And Mike responding that he was not ready to say "I do." That he wanted kids and needed to know she was 100% certain. Not 50-50, not 90-10, 100%. Which is a valid deal breaker. But here's what sits uncomfortably about it. Emma gave him everything she had to give. Her vulnerability, her history, her honest uncertainty. And he told her at the altar in front of both their families that her honesty was not enough. After the ceremony, they talked. Emma told him she still wanted to marry him, that she could see a future with him. Mike told her he needed certainty, not glimpses. They still follow each other on social media, and the reunion is going to be one of the most loaded conversations of the entire episode. Mike outcome. Said no at the altar, no marriage. Emma outcome. Said yes fully, left with dignity completely intact. Ashley and Alex. And this is the one. This is the moment the whole season was building toward, even if we did not know it at the time. Alex Henderson spent most of the season being inconsistent. His stories about his life, his job, his living situation did not always line up. He told another cast member at the pool that Ashley was not his typical physical type. He blamed her lack of a daily Pilates routine for his dwindling interest. Every time Ashley asked for honesty, she got a vivid, detailed explanation that somehow left her more confused than before. On the day before the wedding, Alex told Ashley off camera that he did not think they had gotten there. He gave her a heads up that he was going to say no, and Ashley said she understood. And then she showed up to that ceremony in her wedding dress, hair done, looking absolutely beautiful. And she did not wait for the officiant to ask Alex his question. She stepped forward and she said, "I know your answer, and it does not matter to me." She told him there was no effort after the pods, no intimacy, no curiosity about who she was outside of that experiment. She said his stories were vivid, but she always found herself more confused after their conversations. She said lying was non-negotiable for her. And then she said, "Saying no to you today is a win." And she turned around and walked out with her father by her side. Alex posted an Instagram photo of himself in his tux, smiling after the episode aired, captioned it, "Damned if I do, damned if I do not." And when his friend asked if he wanted to go check on Ashley after the ceremony, Alex said no and walked the other direction. That tells you everything you need to know about Alex Henderson. Ashley outcome: no marriage, full clarity, best exit in franchise history. Alex outcome: Instagram smile, character fully revealed. And finally, the one that saved this season's legacy, Vic and Christine. These two were the steadiest couple from the moment Vic said in the pods, "I cannot see you, but I see you." He wrote her a poem. She said a prayer that sealed the deal. He met her mom, who immediately declared him hot, and that was the maternal stamp of approval secured in 30 seconds flat. They skipped the Mexico trip entirely and went to Malibu instead. They talked about raising interracial children, about belonging, about identity. They visited each other's hometowns. Vic showed her his classroom. Christine took him to Hillsboro, Ohio, a place she had never shown anyone because she used to be embarrassed about where she came from. At the altar, Vic's sister officiated the ceremony. He told Christine in his vows that she knew more about him than anyone else on the planet, that she accepted him completely, that he accepted her completely. And both of them said "I do" without a single second of hesitation. Afterward, Vic told the cameras it was the best day of his life times 10, that he had never felt love like that before. According to everything that has been reported since filming Wrapped, Vic and Christine are still married today, still going strong, one of only 10 couples across all 10 American seasons of this show who are still together after saying "I do" in that experiment. In a season full of walkaways, ghosts, couch conversations, altar interceptions, and a divorce announcement coming on March 11th, Vic and Christine are the proof that sometimes this bizarre experiment actually works. Vic outcome: married to Christine, still together, Hall of Fame. Christine outcome: married to Vic, still together, Hall of Fame. That is every couple, every fate, fully explained. 7 engagements, 2 altar yeses that survived to this day, 1 courthouse secret marriage, 1 divorce incoming, 1 baby on the way with someone completely new, and 1 altar exit that will be talked about for years. The reunion drops March 11th on Netflix. And that stage is going to hold some of the most loaded conversations this show has ever produced. Comment below right now. Which couple's update shocked you the most? Devontae's baby? Bree and Connor's courthouse wedding? Or are you still thinking about Vic saying it was the best day of his life times 10? Because that line lives in my head rent-free. If this gave you everything you needed before the reunion, a like genuinely helps this channel reach more people. Subscribe if you are new, because the full reunion breakdown drops the night of March 11th, and you absolutely do not want to miss it. Ohio Pod Squad. 5 days. Every secret is about to come out.